Hello, Bee Colony readers. Trying to get a piece ready for you here, I think for February 2019. I've written about the colony that just would not die. This has turned into a series, and I didn't mean for that to happen, but so often is the case when you write, you don't really expect it to end up where it ends up. Swarm moved in 2017, great swarm, looked good, built up nicely, got kind of testy, got kind of feisty. You had to be there. Over time, couldn't go back in the yard without a veil on. Really wasn't very enjoyable, and I wasn't sure exactly which colony was doing it because it upset the whole yard a bit. But I was tolerating it. I suspected it was that swarm until my neighbor and I talked, and he said the yellow jackets were just killing him every time he mowed his lawn back. Well, I knew there were no yellow jackets that early in the year, so I had to tell him it was my bees. So you had to be there when you look at your neighbor and tell him that my bees are coming out of my hive and crossing a wide driveway, going over to your hive and going over to your yard and stinging you on your John Deere tractor. They had to go. What a pain. I wrote about it. Why don't you ask me if you'd requeen, get them under control? Well, the more you work with them, the more you open them up, the more crazier they went. So even if I requeened, they were still going to sting the guy for the next few weeks and longer until all the workers have been replaced. So no, not going to do that. Considered killing them. The main thing that stopped that, and I'm glad it did, was I wasn't 100% sure which colony was doing the deed, because all the bees in the yard were upset. So I moved it. What a dismal job. So all these free bees I was so happy to get became a real pain. So I moved into a friend's place 40 miles from here. That is remote, isolated, and away from my bees and away from my long-suffering neighbor. Raining, messy, got them up the hill, got them set off, multiflora rose, sticky bushes, briars, mud, hillside, got them set up. I'm disgusted with this colony. I'm 40 miles one way, 40 miles home, stung up, smoked up. I was glad to be rid of them. And I suspected that the move alone would kill them for reasons I don't have time to go into. We had to lay them over to move them on the truck. So I came home, out of sight, out of mind. Colony's probably going to die. Can I honestly feel sad about that? It's giving me a lot of grief here. Forgot them. That was in, that was last year. Probably 2017, July, August. Then, June 27th, that's when I finally got down there, got the notification that a bear had marauded through that yard and destroyed my colony. I had a split made. It was destroyed too, and split died. I busted into some of my friends' colonies that were about a half mile away. Made a mess. Back down there we do go for this needy, wanting, disruptive, always has a problem hive. 40 miles down there to clean up the biggest mess you've ever seen. It was raining. Must have been bear scat around. It was just a few days later. It was stinky. It was fermenting honey. It was dead bees. Equipment was scattered in a 30-foot radius. Multiflora rose. I only cleaned it up just because it wasn't my property and I didn't want to leave that mess scattered all over, so I stacked all the equipment back up. Found about 1.5 pounds of bees I didn't know we had. They really lit me up. I thought the bees were dead. Second time. Thought the move would kill them. I thought the bear killed them. No. There's still about 1.5 pounds of bees. They're still going strong. Didn't see a queen. Not going to bother to look for a queen. Set them all back up. out of sight, out of mind. So off I did go. Got a call in September. That was from June till September that the bees were still alive. Well, how can that be? There's no nectar sources. There's no pollen sources. Everything is missed in the spring. And if there's anything comes in the fall, it's just some goldenrod. It makes just enough to make the air stinky a bit, and then everything's all right. It's never a big flow. So they're going to die. Third time I predicted their death, more or less. I got this call, they're still alive. So I meant to go down, I'll go do something. I thought they'd be dead. Then Thanksgiving and the bees here and grandkids and waning energy and fall of the year and parades and whatever. I didn't do it. Felt badly about it at times, but this colony had required so much already, I just didn't do it. 80-mile round trip. So it went surprisingly cold, surprisingly fast, early December. I mean, down into the high teens. And I remember then that that colony had no stores, but it's dead by now. It's got to be dead by now. There's no way. It has nothing to eat. It's got to be dead. And my friend called me on his own, said that all his bees were alive and that my colony was alive. I mean, I was blown away. And then I decided to jump into high gear and do whatever it took to save that colony. And then I decided that by making the decision to move on it, that I probably had in fact killed them. That day that I decided to go down there and take them a deep super of honey, that probably killed them. My friend and I took off a couple of days later. We got down there. I opened the colony, had a look, and it was stunning. It was absolutely stunning that the colony was not only alive, it had stores, it was in good shape. Everything was cleaned up, nice and neat. It looked good. It looked good. Read the article, send me your thoughts. I'll be happy to talk to you about it. I cannot explain why this colony is not dead. All the best to you. I'll look forward to talking to you sometime at meetings. Thank you. Bye-bye.